You wake up in the morning, you swing your legs over the edge of the bed, and before you've even stood up, your body already feels stiff. Your hips feel locked, your lower back is tight. And somewhere between the bedroom and the bathroom you think, when did moving become this hard? Here's what most people don't realize. That stiffness isn't just age, it's not wear and tear. It's your stabilizing muscles, the deep ones, quietly switching off. And when they go quiet, everything else tightens up to compensate. Your hips, your spine, your shoulders, your balance. Today, we're going to fix that. With just 5 isometric holds, no gym, no equipment, no reps. Just 5 positions, held with intention, that target the exact systems research links to poor mobility, chronic stiffness, and instability. And before we go further, this is general education, not medical advice. If you have significant pain, a recent surgery, or a diagnosed condition, please check with your doctor or physiotherapist before starting. So why isometric holds? Because they work differently from stretching, and the research is clear. When you hold a position under muscular tension, you don't just stretch a muscle, you wake up the deep stabilizers that control your joints. You improve joint control, and you can actually gain range of motion without a single stretch. A 2023 systematic review and meta-analysis published in Sports Medicine confirmed that resistance training, including isometric work, improves joint range of motion as effectively as traditional stretching across multiple joints and age groups. On top of that, multiple clinical trials show that isometric core stabilization exercises significantly reduce pain and disability in people with chronic low back pain, often within just 4 to 8 weeks. So these holds aren't just about feeling a burn. They're about retraining how your body supports itself. Hold number 1, the supported deep squat sit. This one targets your hips and ankles, 2 of the most commonly restricted areas in adults over 50. Research in older adults shows that limited hip range of motion and weak hip muscles predict worse walking speed, reduced ability to rise from a chair, and greater disability over time. And restricted hip mobility doesn't just stay in the hip, it shifts load onto the lower back, which then tightens and aches. Here's how to do it safely. Stand facing a sturdy support, a countertop, a door frame, or a pole. Hold on with both hands. Slowly bend your knees and hips, letting yourself sink down as if sitting into a very low chair. Only go as far as feels safe. Keep your heels on the ground if you can. Once you're in position, stop. Hold it. Use your arms as much as you need. Keep your chest lifted, breathe steadily, and let your hips and ankles relax into the position instead of fighting it. Start with 20 to 30 seconds. Build toward 45 to 60 seconds over the coming weeks. What's happening here is important. You're loading the hip and ankle joints in a range they've stopped visiting. And research shows that loaded positions like this improve hip and spine range of motion in a way that also builds strength, not just flexibility. Hold number 2, the 90-90 hip rotation sit. This one targets something most people never train: hip rotation. Multiple studies have found that people with chronic low back pain consistently show reduced hip rotation range of motion compared to pain-free adults. When the hips can't rotate properly, the lower back compensates, and that compensation, repeated thousands of times a day, is what creates chronic tension and pain. To get into the 90-90 position, sit on the floor with one leg in front of you and one leg out to the side behind you. Both legs are bent to roughly 90 degrees at the hip and knee. Your front shin should be roughly parallel to your torso. Sit as tall as you comfortably can. If your spine collapses, place a folded towel under your hips to elevate yourself slightly. Now hold. Breathe slowly. You should feel a firm but tolerable sensation deep around the hip joints, not sharp pain. Hold for 30 to 60 seconds, then switch sides. Over time, restoring this hip rotation takes pressure off the lower back, and that often means easier bending, easier walking, and less of that constant tightness you've been carrying around. Hold number 3, the Bird Dog Isometric. This is one of the most well-researched core stability exercises in existence. Randomized trials comparing isometric and dynamic core exercises in people with non-specific chronic low back pain found that both methods significantly reduced pain and disability over 8 weeks, with isometric exercises performing at least as well, and in some analyses slightly better. To perform it, start on all fours, hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips, spine in a long, neutral position. Engage your core gently. Then extend your right leg straight back and your left arm straight forward, both parallel to the floor. Now hold. Imagine a glass of water resting on your lower back that you must not spill. Keep your hips level. Avoid arching your lower back. Squeeze the glute on your lifted leg. Hold for 15 to 30 seconds. Then switch sides. What you're training here is the ability of your core to stabilize your spine while your limbs move, which is exactly what happens when you walk, climb stairs, or reach for something overhead. Practiced consistently, this reduces back pain, improves balance, and makes everyday movement feel safer and more controlled. Hold number 4, the single leg stand. This one might look simple, but it is one of the most powerful predictors and trainers of real-world mobility. Large prospective studies have shown that people who can hold a single leg stance longer have a significantly lower risk of falls over time, even after accounting for other risk factors. And recent research using force plate measurements in older adults found that the shorter someone could hold a single leg stance, the higher their fall risk over the following 6 months. Falls are one of the leading causes of loss of independence after 60. This hold directly trains the system that prevents them. To do it, stand near a wall or countertop for safety. Shift your weight onto your right leg. Gently lift your left foot a few centimeters off the floor. Keep a soft bend in your standing knee, hips level. Gaze fixed on a point in front of you. Hold for up to 30 seconds on each side. Use just a fingertip on the support if needed. As you improve, increase the hold time, or try a slightly softer surface. This single hold trains the small stabilizer muscles of your feet and ankles, your glutes, and your core, all working together to keep you upright and confident on any surface. Hold number 5, the prone thoracic lift. The 5th hold tackles one of the most overlooked sources of mobility problems: a weak, rounded upper back. Poor thoracic extension, that forward slump most of us develop from years of sitting, increases stress on the spine and limits how freely your shoulders and neck can move. It also affects breathing, balance, and how tall and confident you feel when you walk. To perform the prone thoracic lift, lie face down on a mat. Place your arms in a goalpost position, elbows bent to 90 degrees, or alongside your body. Gently press your pubic bone into the mat to protect your lower back. Now lift your collarbones and upper chest a few centimeters off the floor. At the same time, lightly squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hold that position for 5 to 10 seconds. Your gaze stays down so your neck stays long. Lower slowly. Rest and repeat 5 to 8 times. Over time, this hold strengthens the upper back and postural muscles that keep your chest open and your head over your shoulders, reducing neck and upper back tension and making upright posture feel natural again instead of like an effort. So how do you put these 5 holds together? Research on isometric training and core stabilization suggests that 3 to 5 sessions per week over several weeks are enough to create meaningful improvements in strength, pain, and function. Here's a simple daily sequence. 1. Supported deep squat. Sit, 2 holds of 20 to 45 seconds. 2. 90/90. Hip rotation sit, 1 to 2 holds of 30 to 60 seconds per side. 3. Bird dog isometric, 2 holds of 15 to 30 seconds per side. 4. Single leg stand, 1 to 2 holds of up to 30 seconds per side. 5. Prone thoracic lift, 5 to 8 holds of 5 to 10 seconds each. Move slowly. Never force pain. Use as much support as you need at the beginning. Over the next 3 to 6 weeks, you should notice easier bending and walking, more stable balance, and less of that stuck feeling in your hips, back, and shoulders. That's not a promise. It's what the research consistently shows when people commit to training their stabilizing systems instead of just hoping the stiffness goes away. Your body isn't failing you. It's waiting for the right signal. These 5 holds are that signal. Start today. Even 10 minutes is enough. And in a few weeks, you might just find that getting out of bed in the morning feels like the easiest thing in the world.